Think about it, back when we were children and we would play musical chairs, it was competitive in nature in terms of, if I don't take that from you, I'm going to lose it. That's a scarcity mindset. I mean, we believe it's somewhere outside of us, or it's something on a pedestal. You know, you could do this for 3 years, and from right now to 3 years from now, if that's still on the pedestal, you're not going to have it. Hey everyone, and welcome. I'm Val Mason. Today's video is being recorded in a beautiful fall forest next to some train tracks that run along the Susquehanna River. Really peaceful spot. And we're going to talk about how and why slowly is the fastest way to get to where you want to be, to the version of yourself that you would like to be, to having what it is that you desire. So let's begin with acknowledging that this is one of the great paradoxes of the human experience. When you start to educate yourself on the ancient teachings and practices and rituals of spirituality and lost ancient texts, you begin to realize that life is full of paradoxes between the spiritual and the material. And mystically speaking, I believe the reasoning behind all of the great paradoxes in our human lives, the human experience in general, is designed for us to continue in an infinite number of ways, teaching us to let go of control and to surrender to the mystery. In my personal experience, all of the paradoxes, when I try to do something because I think that this is something that I should do, I have to put effort towards it. A lot of times it will backfire in my face, depending on what it is. And it will be teaching me, it's kind of like bumping me back on course. Each kind of blow from life is teaching you really where you have resistance within yourself. And that's what the paradoxes are designed for us to continue to let go of control, to surrender, and to release the inner resistance. So, and it's not a linear process. It's not, bump on the butt, bump on the butt, bump on the butt, got it. It's just a continuum of learning and experiencing. What does it mean by slowly is the fastest way to get there? When you want to accomplish a goal, oftentimes, and we're programmed and conditioned to behave and believe this way by society. We kind of grow up in a rat race. Think about it. Back when we were children and we would play musical chairs and other games, it was competitive in nature in terms of, if I don't take that from you, I'm going to lose it. That's a scarcity mindset. And it's only a frequency. It's not the truth. It's a paradigm. It's a belief system that is low frequency. Abundance, love, gratitude generates more and more and more. When we have an idea in our mind, we're programmed to believe that we need to rush and race to that, or else it's not going to be ours to have, or else we're going to miss the opportunity. That's a very limiting belief system. And it will keep you in the loop of scarcity and fear and victimhood and victim mentality. So what do we do in a case like this? What we have to do is we have to breathe, and we have to retrain our minds to sync up with the present moment. Visually imagine in our minds the reality, the version of ourselves, and sync gratitude in our heart. Align our emotions with that vision of already having it, of already having that, and feeling what that feels like, and cultivating that space. If it is a material item, if it's a physical object, it's very important to remember that what you actually desire, Even if you can't understand it, what you actually desire is a feeling state that's in alignment with your soul. You think that the material objects are going to make you happier. But once you become happy, then you're able to manifest that. And then when that goes away, you're still happy. But if that comes to make you happy, when that goes away, you get unhappy. Through this journey of reprogramming and rewiring the subconscious mind, it will be a back and forth, and that's perfectly fine and natural. It's part of the process. You'll go from rushing and racing and feeling like you're losing time. And then you'll remember, this is when I need to the most cultivate silence, cultivate a space of stillness for reflection and deep insight. And when you open your eyes and you aren't that dream version of yourself physically, and you haven't achieved that goal yet, this is where the focus comes in and the inspired action. When you're holding that frequency, that emotion of magnificence and gratitude and love with that vision, and you're taking inspired action that's in alignment with that, you are manifesting that into your reality. Your mind is electric and your heart is magnetic, and your thoughts send an electric signal into the quantum field. And when your heart is feeling gratitude for that vision, that's like a magnet drawing that experience into your reality. It's collapsing timelines and is drawing it toward you. It requires a change of beliefs, of behaviors, of thoughts, of actions. It's kind of like laying down a new template for your life. You're laying down a new foundation. Right here, right now, watching this video. You know, you've probably heard a million others like it, but you keep watching them because you need to have this information be reiterated in order to efficiently integrate that, apply this to your life. You know, we learn it the best when we hear it in 100 different ways from 100 different people. We learn it when we do that, and we read it and we practice it. That's how we make change. Gregg Braden, the author of The Divine Matrix and The God Code, I believe, and probably a dozen other books. He's an earth scientist. He's on Gaia Network. If you're watching me, chances are that you've probably heard of him. He shared a story once. He was, I believe, in Egypt. I could be wrong. He could have been here in the States, but I believe it was Egypt, and he was with a group of people, and they were on a bus, and they were taking a 7-hour trip to see what I think were pyramids. That's why I think it was Egypt. It was some kind of landmark. They're on the bus. Everyone's looking forward to getting there and their experience. And so, you know, the bus stopped, and the drivers of the two buses got out and were talking amongst themselves and a couple other people. So Greg decided to get out and go see what was going on. And his driver told him, you know, we've arrived. And Greg said, oh, great, that's awesome. And the driver said, no, you don't understand. It's only been 4 hours. It takes 7 hours to get here from where we were to where we are. Greg, of course, he's a scientist, and he said, you know, I can't scientifically explain this, but because everyone on the bus was so in the present moment, and they were so looking forward to what they were doing, you know, they were already experiencing where these pyramids in the moment, that they went through a portal, you know, and cut 3 hours short from their trip. And this is another example. This is like more of a nitty gritty example of seriously just how the slowest way, you know, going about something slowly is the fastest way of getting there. Slowly means aligned in the present moment. Because they were all aligned, they cut 3 hours off of their trip. And I have not one shred of doubt this is the case, because I have a crystal that teleported one morning from my bathroom next to my bed on my bedstand. So I'm familiar with that. You know, I have no doubt that that's exactly what happened. But I just wanted to share that because it's not just a concept. I mean, this can create miracles, what we consider on earth miracles. You know, aligning with the present moment is really the key to everything. It's the key to healing. It's the key to the next step in your journey. It's how you get to where you want to be the fastest way. When we rush around and we're trying so hard and we're putting in effort, that's creating resistance. And it's always somewhere outside of us. We're not claiming it in the moment. We believe it's somewhere outside of us, or it's something on a pedestal. And every single moment, you know, you could do this for 3 years, and from right now to 3 years from now, if that's still on the pedestal, you're not going to have it. So slowly is the fastest way to get there. Go ahead and drop a like. And also, please consider subscribing to my channel for more of my content, and also because it helps me grow so I can continue helping and reaching more amazing souls like yourself.